What's up, jabronis? Welcome back to the channel. I'm not going to beat around the bush today, guys. You saw the thumbnail, you read the title of the video, so I'm just going to get straight into the story of what happened. On Tuesday, August 6th, my lovely wife and I loaded our two boys into one of our cars to take our oldest son, Kendrick's, back to his mother's house. For those who don't know or maybe haven't been subscribed to the channel for very long, our oldest son, Kendrick's, is my son from a previous relationship, and he splits his time between our house and his mother's house. We do a pretty good job of getting along and co-parenting, and my wife has been a part of his life since he was 2 years old. So this is just the normal for us, and it has been for quite a long time. But anyway, we fortunately did drop Kendrick's off before the accident took place, which I'm extremely, extremely thankful for, because I really don't like thinking about what it could have done to him, like what that kind of trauma could do to him if he had been in the car with us during that accident. Yes, our 1-year-old was in the car, but he's not going to remember this accident more than likely, which is something, you know, that's a bit of a silver lining in the situation. And it's also a silver lining that our 7-year-old was not there, because this would have been a pretty traumatic experience to go through. So we dropped Kendrick's off and then began to make our way back to our house. And we were almost home, probably about 5 or 10 minutes away, and we were traveling east, going the speed limit, which was about 35 or 40 miles an hour, and another person who thought they were clear to make a turn across our line of traffic was not clear. She pulled out in front of us, probably about 50, maybe 30 feet in front of us, while we were going 40 miles an hour. And my wife, who was behind the wheel, did everything she could. She slammed on the brakes, she tried to veer out of the way, but there was nothing really that could be done. So there was an impact. And when the impact took place, I can only speak for exactly what happened to me. I was jolted forward and my seatbelt caught me very hard, which caused all of the bruising on my torso that you guys saw in the thumbnail. And the airbag blew up in my face, which busted my nose open and burned the tip of my nose a little bit, which is where all the scabbing comes from. But I was conscious, and once I figured out that I was able to breathe properly and that I could move my legs, I immediately got out of the car and went around the back to check on my son. Thankfully, he was very secure in his car seat, and it did its job. He was obviously shaken and frightened, but he did not seem harmed in any way. As soon as he saw me, he did start to calm down a little bit. I got him out of the car while still in the car seat and took him off to the side, out of the road, so that he was safe. And as soon as he was away from the scene and saw me, he was much calmer and even started smiling and giggling a little bit. So we still had him checked out by the EMTs to make sure, but he was completely unharmed, and I am so beyond thankful for that. As for my lovely wife, she was stuck in the car because her door got wedged shut from the impact. It was on the front of the car, but mostly on the driver's side. They did get her out of the car, and she sustained incredibly minor injuries, mainly just some bruising and some aches and pains, but they did take her to the hospital to monitor her for 24 hours. And the reason behind that is actually something we were going to reveal to you guys in an upcoming video here in a couple of weeks. But given the circumstances, I want to be completely honest with you guys. My lovely wife and I are expecting another little jabroni in late October. So she was almost 7 months pregnant when this accident took place. And we obviously wanted to make sure everything was okay with the baby she was carrying. And after 24 hours of surveillance and observation, everything is good to go. They didn't see any signs of anything having affected the baby. My wife ended up with some bruising on her knees from hitting the steering column. Her ankles are very sore because she had them pressed on the brakes at the time of impact. She had her arms braced against the wheel during the impact, so that caused a little bit of aching in her elbows and in her wrists, but nothing broken, no major injuries from any of us. I probably got the worst of it with how bad my bruising is here on the torso. And I am so incredibly, incredibly thankful that we walked away from this alive and with no major, long-lasting injuries. And it really, I think anyone out there who's been through one of these, who's been through a car wreck like this, will understand what I'm saying. It really makes you rethink things. It makes you rethink how you drive, how others drive around you. Yeah, I'm just, at the end of the day, I'm just very happy that we are all okay. Now, as far as how this is going to affect the channel, I still have, I think, 2 or 3 weeks worth of videos lined up, ready to go, to be edited and everything like that. So I still have content to be put out for you guys. Most of my videos are put out on a 2 or 3 week delay anyway, just because of how much content I get filmed in a short space of time, certain times of the year. But, you know, once all of that content dries out, there may be just a little bit of a gap in some of the videos, probably here in a month or so, because given the state of my bruising and how hard it is to kind of swing my arms and my back and stuff like that, it's going to be probably a little while before I'll be able to handle a fishing rod and everything, and definitely a good bit before I'm able to launch the kayak and everything without it being just an absolute painful chore that probably wouldn't be worth it. And I hope you guys can be understanding of that. I do have some ideas for some videos I can do while I am injured that will hopefully be very entertaining and fulfill all of you, fulfill y'all's needs for some Jabroni Joe in your lives. But yeah, it's going to be a little hard to go fishing no matter how hard I want to, at least for the next week, maybe 2 weeks. Because if you guys want to see, yeah, we still have quite a bit of purple going on, and it stretches all the way down the line of the seat belt. So, yeah, it's going to be a little bit before I'm able to go out and fish the way that I normally fish, which is pretty darn hard. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to take a few moments to update you all and let you all know basically what happened with me and what happened with my family. If you took the time to watch this video and watched it all the way until the end, I really, really appreciate you, because it shows that you're not just here for the fishing content, that you actually somewhat care about Jabroni Joe and his life and his family, and it really does mean a lot to me, because I care about all of my subscribers out there and the support that you guys give me. I do want to say one more thing before I get out of here, and that is to all of you out there, and I'm even talking to myself because I've been guilty of it myself. If you're going to be driving on the roads, know the laws, know how the lights work, the light system, know when you're clear, and if there's even a minute's, if there's even a split second's hesitation on wondering if you are clear to make this turn, just wait. Those few seconds that you are going to lose might save someone's life. The car that we got into this accident with was a fairly large vehicle, and the people that were behind the wheel of that vehicle were basically unfazed by the impact because of the size of their vehicle. But this accident has, you know, put some pretty good injuries on me, could have severely injured my wife and my child, and it could have killed my unborn child. So just to all of you out there and to myself, just be cognizant and pay attention when you're on the roads, and do your best to keep everyone around you and yourself alive. I love all of you. Thank you so very much for watching today. And remember, if it ain't Joe, it's gotta go. Angler out.